Hello, welcome to the tutorial on how to use Magellexy. This tutorial consists of a series of videos that will each present a different tool of the Magellexy toolbar. It is made so that you can easily access the information on the tool you really want to learn about. In this first video, we will quickly go over what the toolbar has to offer, and I will show you how to properly set up your profile according to what your needs are. Let's first start up the software by clicking the Magellexy icon from your desktop or from the Start menu. This is the Profile Management window. From there, you can create as many profiles as you wish. It is extremely important that each user uses his or her very own profile, only since Magellexy adapts to your needs and your voice, and thus every profile is unique. Magellexy is available in French, in English, and there is also a bilingual version. If you have the bilingual version, you will want to click here to choose your language. If you intend to use both languages, you will need to create two different profiles, one in each language. To create a new profile, click New. Enter a name for your profile. Choose your gender in order to tell the computer what kind of voice it will be hearing when you use the dictation tool. Make sure you choose the Yes option in response to the apprenticeship choice. This will allow the dictation tool training process to start when you dictate for the first time. Then click Create. Your profile now appears on the list. Select it and a few options appear on the right. You can choose to import or export a profile, to create backup copies of them and use them on other computers with Magellexy. You can delete it, but for now, we will click Start to launch the toolbar. This is the toolbar. The column-shaped Magellexy toolbar has 6 buttons. The fountain pen icon accesses the text editor. The mouse-shaped icon accesses the dictation tools. The speaker icon accesses the text reader. The eye icon accesses accessibility tools. The cloud icon accesses the community. And the toolbox icon accesses the setting and system information. You will learn how to use these tools in the next videos, but for now, the most important thing to do is set up your profile. To do so, click the toolbox window icon. This calls up a window containing the person icon for accessing profiles parameters, the musical note to access the audio options of your computer, the eye icon to access information about Magellexy and your computer, this icon to access the online tutorial, and the last icon to search for the latest updates of Magellexy. To set up your profile, click the person icon. So this is where you will set up your profile. Here, you can adjust Magellexy to your own liking. We will quickly go over every option you can change. First, You can choose the font you would like to use for writing and dictations. You can choose from hundreds of choices. You can choose the font size of the text. You can choose the background color, which can facilitate the reading. I like the orange color. You can also choose the font color for your text. You can change the text position, whether it's justified, left, centered, or right. You can use the bold format or the italics format. Now the next options, with the eye on the left, will only affect what you do with the viewer, which means the tool you have access from the eye icon in the toolbar. You can set the number of columns you would like to see in your text. You can change the space between the columns in the text. You can choose whether or not the line will be visible. You can change the separating line color. You can change the line width. You can choose how many spaces you would like between the lines. And also choose the spacing between each word. And even the spacing between each letter. You can choose to highlight certain letter. For example, you could choose to highlight every D in a text. You could also highlight punctuation. And finally, for the visual part, you can set up the parameters of the categories in the Mendelexi agenda. You can add new tabs. And this new tab will be visible in the agenda. Now that you set up the visual part as you wished, you can move to the speech part. Don't forget to save the modifications to your profile by clicking yes. The speech options will affect the dictation tool. You can change the gender of the speaker. You can change the microphone you are using. You can choose the status you would like your microphone to be when you start up your computer. You could choose the Mendelexi editor to start up at the same time when you start up the dictation tool. And you can choose to activate or deactivate the advanced tools in the menu bar of the dictation tool. We will learn about these advanced tools on the video about the dictation. When you're done with the speech part, you can move to the listening part. These options will affect the reader, which means when you have text read to you by the software. You can adjust the volume for the speech synthesis. You can set the reading speed, which means how fast you want the speech synthesis to read. You can change the pause length. which applies to the punctuation of a text. The length that you will choose here applies to the period mark. The length of the comma will be half of the one of the period. You can choose the mode of the speech synthesis you would like to use by default. You will learn about the different modes of the speech synthesis in the video about the dictation tool. Finally, then the last option in the listening part is to activate or deactivate the key echo functions. Again, for the key echo functions, you will learn about this in the video about dictation. Now you can move to the Accessibility tab. Don't forget to save the modifications. In the Accessibility tab, you can choose to activate or deactivate the help bubbles, which are bubbles that will appear when you hover your cursor over one of the icons on the Megilexi toolbar. You can decide the system to read or not these bubbles, and you can activate the zoom tool, which is mainly designed for visually impaired. Finally, in the Startup tab, you can choose whether or not Megilexi will start up automatically when you turn on your computer. I suggest that you click yes, so that you think of using Megilexi when you turn on your computer. In the remaining tabs, you can choose what tools will automatically open when you start up the Megilexi toolbar. That's it for the parameters. You're now ready to use the Megilexi toolbar. And you can now move to the next video.